shit. Anyways, Boris Johnson apparently did resign.
Might be a
Um,
good thing.
I'm not sure. I lost my green screen. I'll I'll play with it in a second. Let me play this
Looks
first.
like for Boris Johnson. The British Prime Minister says he's stepping down after a string of salacious scandals and a wide scale rebellion within his own government. His announcement caps off an astonishing fall from grace for a politician who once looked poised to dominate British politics on the right for years to come. Today, Prime Minister Johnson delivered a brief resignation speech outside number 10 Downing Street, thanked his supporters, refused to apologize for the scandals that brought him down, but he acknowledged that he couldn't carry on as Prime Minister.
I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world. But them's the breaks. Even if things can sometimes seem dark now, our future together is golden. Thank you all very much.
And with that, the Johnson era nears a close after 3 tumultuous years in power. As his remaining supporters applauded him, a large crowd gathered outside number 10 to boo the Prime Minister. Johnson
Look, I wouldn't apologize either.
According to Bloomberg, he joked to his staff that he acted like a Japanese soldier fighting in the woods after the end of World War II by trying to cling to power last night before realizing this morning he had to go. Johnson's resignation comes after an extraordinary 48 hours in British politics. Unprecedented, really. At least 59 officials in his own government resigned since Tuesday. They all said, every one, that they no longer had confidence in the Prime Minister's leadership. Johnson appointed a new cabinet to replace all the ones who had stepped down in protest. Last month, Boris Johnson survived a no-confidence vote over what they call across the pond Partygate. Investigators found that he and his staff hosted parties at number 10 while the country was on strict lockdown. But the final straw, that was when Johnson hired a deputy chief whip for his party, who was accused of and under investigation for groping not one, but 2 men. UK officials initially said Johnson wasn't aware of those accusations. But on Monday, a spokesman said the Prime Minister did indeed know. Johnson has since apologized for promoting him, but too late. The Prime Minister may be on the way out, but he's not done yet. Johnson said today he'll serve until his Conservative Party picks a new leader to replace him as Prime Minister.
Man, what is up with that?
The
What?
front pages,
My bad. What do y'all think about that? The last straw was some dude grab another dude's butts. That's the last straw. Nah, we can't.
Nah, he was grabbing people.
I don't think it was him. It was somebody. That's what they just said. The guy. Somebody he put into his cabinet.
No,
They said
he
know
didn't
about
realize he didn't realize those accusations was out there. I think that was the last straw. Why he, because I mean, when everybody was like done with him leaving his cabinet, he redid like he rebuilt his cabinet. He hired new people to fill those spots, and then when the accusations of
This is
him,
what the end of the road looks like.
My bad. Go ahead.
him, the accusations of him grabbing onto 2 different men, that's when he was kind of just like, all right, that's it. So
You there, Deuce? What you think about that? I want to reset my page. I'm gonna be right back, y'all.
what you think about it, Deuce?
He needs to be gone. He's doing all this shit. He just turns his power into 40.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I mean, but
Look,
that shit goes on behind closed doors with them. That's in power. That's just
well,
like it's kind of, I guess you could say off topic, but I was listening to this podcast with Rude Jude, and it's this lady that, her husband doesn't know that she does this, but he travels a lot. He's some type of engineer. He goes around the world for oil and gas companies. But she's like dominatrix, and she was like, she has all kind of like government officials and judges and police officers and shit that, like literally scheduled to meet with her so she could, control them. Like they're so high up in power, they just want to be normal. They want to be controlled, And I think more of this shit goes on behind the scenes.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why.
but look,
That's why you got to be
well,
honest with your partner, because you might have some weird little things that you like or whatever. Everybody needs to be honest about that shit, especially if y'all
No,
are married.
no, we were talking about his situation. Like,
Oh.
I'm just saying people that are that high up, like, I believe
well,
a lot more of that shit goes on. Go ahead, man.
well, see, the part that I guess when we're talking about it from that angle is more so that, all right, look, he's the prime minister. There's business still going on that everybody else don't know, and regardless of what's happening in the country, he's doing everything that he can to protect his his citizens. So I mean, for the most part, for the masses, yeah, it made more sense for until they could figure things out that everybody had to be on this this watch. And shit, I'm sure there's plenty of people who supposedly was at home, like they was having parties and shit too. Like I didn't sit that, you know what I'm saying? Like all through when the whole pandemic thing, shit, I was out, I was gone. Like I mean, shit, I'm not sitting around, and he the prime minister, so I think of all people, whether it's a party, because I mean, there's parties going on, but there's still business going on in a lot of cases, and people may not understand or realize that. So it's just what it is. I mean, sometimes if you think you can do a better job, all right, you become prime minister and see how that plays out.
Yeah. But this whole thing goes back to Brexit, because I want to say he was the one in there when they did Brexit. Was he in there, or was it Margaret Thatcher? I think he took over after, but I think she was in there. Anyways, the whole thing is freaking Brexit is a big problem. You know what I'm saying? And then they only did it really for racist ass reasons, and they suffering like a motherfucker. That's what's really going on.
Well, I mean, everybody that's had racist views or political ideologies and things like that, they're all suffering now, because I mean, the gig is up. I mean, people are seeing through it, and they're realizing, like, what's really real, and a lot of people are just not standing for it. But however, shit, there's as far as this is concerned, I like whatever he doing with his sexual stuff. I mean, hey, look, that's him. But when it comes to whether him going to a party or something, I'm not mad at him on that.
Yeah, man. People playing grab ass all the time. It goes on in the restaurant, in the kitchen all day long. I mean, I don't know. Let me read some comments. It says Johnson was so out of control that his cabinet had to start quitting on him before he finally resigned. He should have been gone 6 months ago. It says, hey, sometimes it's better to head for the hills while you still can.
Well, nobody says that shit about Fauci or Biden. I mean, this was something that I'm sure they was following through the WHO or NIH or whoever. They was following, whatever they said was, I guess a worldwide thing that was being passed around. So why are you mad at him? Because he was able to, like, he told everybody what 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 laws, what everybody needed to do to be safe, and he made a decision to, I'm sure to still keep himself safe when he went to the party. I mean, or the event, shall I say? But
yeah, they're a mess over there. Just like we are over here, man. It's a kind of reflection. The American politics and the British politics kind of like intertwine.
oh yeah, no, they're definitely like they. I would almost say they're one and the same. That may something my chief said, and that made me really think, because the original document for the Independence Day, the real document is missing. So if that document is missing, what does that really mean about these people that's here on this land? If they, legally only 2 people could sign it, and now they got a document that's got 4 people's signatures, like that's not a real contract, first of all. But okay, it doesn't have like all the like the important people that's supposed to be there aren't there. So it's really null and void. Like, they're really not independent of Britain.
And never have been, even back when they tried to claim their independence.
But that's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like, if that document, the original document that freed them from Britain, is missing, then
it's just, yeah. You're confusing everybody, Pat.
Am I?
Let me move on. Let me talk about, because I don't want to spend that much time on the UK. It's really kind of boring. I love the music, though. I love the music coming out of there. Anyways, this is more interesting to me because I think you always have little pieces to the puzzle. You know how people be saying you have to connect the dots? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to connect the dots for you. You know how, like, when you look at, they give like the kid the little thing and then they have to follow the numbers. And it's like when you look at the dots and the numbers on there, you have no idea what it's going to be until you start like connecting it. And then you can also do them wrong and then when you finally start seeing the picture, that's when you can go back and catch the ones you did wrong. It's like something don't look right in the picture right there. And then you notice you didn't do it right.
Yeah. Do it in pencil and do it lightly.
But all of us feel like we're confident enough to follow the line as far as 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 to 5. It's not that hard. So you get on there all confident with your black ink pen, and you then fucked it up
and get a little distracted, and that's where you fucked up.
So yeah, so in the global events, you can't expect someone to connect the dots for you. You kind of got to do it on your own. But that's how you learn more information about what's going on and stuff like that. And then so it'd be certain incidents that happen around the world that be connected. Basically is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Let me play this.
Back for a second day of protest despite an earlier crackdown. A meeting with the country's deputy finance minister, and then a march to the parliament, while the demonstrators demanded the government reverse what they called punitive economic policies.
Today, the ordinary Ghanaian is struggling to afford 3 square meals a day, not even 2 square meals a day, because we are suffering. From 14 Ghana cedis in 2016, the price of a gallon of diesel and petrol has galloped to a whopping 61 Ghana cedis. Today, the price of a bag of cement has galloped from 28 Ghana cedis to 62 Ghana cedis.
The rising cost of living is one reason demonstrators are on the streets, but organizers say they're also concerned about political corruption, increases in taxes, as well as alleged cases of human rights abuses by security forces. They say all these are combining to make life difficult for most people here in Ghana.
Members of parliament say they are aware of the country's growing economic and social problems.
We will do what is needful. The petition itself will thoroughly be debated on the floor of parliament and positions taken. But my first advice would be for the president to halt momentarily all petroleum-related taxes to save the lives and improve the quality of living of Ghanaians.
On Tuesday,
The petrol taxes is what they're talking about, right? Taxes on the petrol. Let me play some more. It's only 2 minutes.
As demonstrators clashed with police, who say at least a dozen officers were hurt and vehicles damaged. The demonstrators said police fired rubber-coated steel bullets at them and arrested dozens. Less than 2 years into his second term, Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo is coming under increasing pressure. But the economy is faltering, unemployment is rising, and inflation has reached its highest level in decades. Analysts here say the government and parliament must quickly act to calm an already agitated population. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Accra, Ghana.
Does any of that sound familiar to y'all? Hold on, let me go back to it. Were y'all listening? I just lost y'all again. Let me go back to it. I'm gonna read some comments. They are not happy about the inflation and the taxes on the petrol and shit.
What?
They're not feeling. You
Come
say
on,
word?
man.
They're not feeling that.
Look, I thought it was just dumb Americans that's, pissed off about that shit. I thought everybody else just said, "Oh, it's just a part of life."
Well, they take it to the streets and tearing shit up. So over here in the United States, we just taking it up the wazoo. Let me read the caption underneath the video. It says, demonstrators in Ghana's capital have gathered for a second day of protest against spiraling inflation and other economic woes after the first day ended in clashes with police and 29 arrests. Wednesday's protest kicked off at about noon GMT amid a heavy police presence. Hundreds had taken to the streets on Tuesday to denounce price hikes, a tax on electronic payments, and other levies amid an economic downturn. Police dispersed the authorized march with tear gas and water cannon after demonstrators turned violent and wounded a dozen officers, according to a statement. They arrested 29 demonstrators for attacks and damaging to property and were reviewing footage of the event to identify more participants. So what y'all think about that? I'm gonna read some more comments. Let me read some comments underneath the video. That was the caption, the one I just read, like the description. These are the people right here. It says, Ghanaians, we too soft and patient, and I keep wondering why. Man, does that not sound familiar to y'all? Like, all of this sounds so familiar.
Does it?
It's like,
I don't know really what to say, because I'm like, bro, if this is not the signs for, like, I don't necessarily want to say the exact words, but global interruption, or global people upset all over the world. Like, bro. And and then the thing about it is, it was set up to be like this. It didn't have to be like this. But, somebody took power and thought that in order for them to gain power, look, this is what they...
It's the fucking pinch. Boot on your neck. Now, what you gonna do, nigga? Let me read some more comments. It says, it's not easy living in Ghana today. Prices of commodities rises every day. We can't keep up with this. Another one, it says, the price hikes are crazy. It says, this is a country, Ghana, that imports even tinned tomatoes from Europe. How in a country with fertile land and plenty of rain import food? now blaming their failure on Russia, Ukraine. Oh my God, does this not sound familiar, y'all? These are Ghanaians speaking.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's actually sounds way too familiar, you know. So that's,
It's the Twilight Zone.
bro. I mean, say, bro, how long? Look, this is like how many months in? Like, how long have you been hearing me cry about this same shit? Like, I'm like, look, join the choir. Shit, I've been singing this song for shit since March, February, March.
Chicken bad.
Let me.
Because I mean,
Man.
look, honestly, like, I mean, the way I'm reading it, like the people at the top of our government, or this, the U.S. government, is pissed because nothing that they really wanted to get done, like the agenda that they were working on, like they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? Because if right now, things wouldn't be, they wouldn't be so pissed off if they if that Build Back Better thing would have gotten passed. If that plan would have gotten passed, we would have been living in Wonderland, because they wouldn't give a shit what we pay for fuel, because they've gotten what they got. So now it's like, oh, we're gonna make you feel the crunch. Okay, this is what the world is like without you. You know what I'm saying? Going along with, the okie doke.
This comment right here, it says Ghana has lots of oil. Ghana needs to stop borrowing money. Ghana opened up an African's Ghana bank, but the loaners for opening up this African's bank. Ghana borrows the money from the EU. When will these so-called African Union leaders wake up? Africa have everything. Come on now. Well, what I would say to that comment is, well, they killed the last person who tried to do that shit. His name was Muammar Gaddafi. Go ahead, comments.
Well, and see, that's one of the biggest problems, is that, okay, like the people who have the political power, the might, the strength, and all that, the guns and all that kind of shit, the deceptive, people that's like a part of their life is being deceptive, is gonna do whatever they can to still control that situation. Because even if they didn't, because I mean, the biggest problem with Gaddafi was the fact that he not only could he control the oil and like other things, he was powerful enough, rich enough to actually get the shit done. And
that's why he was scary, and he had actual real gold and lots of it.
Yeah, I don't know who's running the whole, like, running because you said Guyana, that's for whatever reason, that Ghana, yeah, the name, okay, all right, because it makes me think of South America when you said it, but yeah, Ghana, I don't know who's running the show over there, because I mean, even because it's almost like, even if they try to refine their own their own oil and make gas and this, that, and the other, I mean, that's gonna piss somebody off. That's gonna, in turn, somebody gonna get their head knocked off. But I mean, I hate to say it, but like, somebody's got to get enough political will to go on and weaken the European countries. What it's
well, it's not really. It's not really weakening them. It's really just strengthening, themselves, their own networks, and not relying on them. You know what I'm saying? For anything at all. Like, that's what the argument is. It's like, what the hell Africa need anybody else for, really?
They don't. But that's that whole slave mentality. Like, I mean, the colonialist mentality. Because okay, yeah, like y'all, they're the majority in their country, and most of the countries, like, because they're indigenous people too. Like that's the part that, like, it's crazy to me. Like, y'all don't have to live under the governments that they set up for you. Set up your own damn government. All right, I'm.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't get emotional. That like we listening.
Bro, like it really hurts my heart sometimes because it's really easy. It's simple. But when you've drank the Kool-Aid and you keep remixing like making the new batch, you know, just the way, what I'm saying, they come over, they create the Kool-Aid, you drink it, and then it's just like, oh shoot, I gotta have the Kool-Aid just like this from now on. This is the only way I'm gonna have my Kool-Aid. And that's what's messing them up. Instead of them saying like, you know what, this Kool-Aid is getting kind of old. Can we try a different flavor? Or, you know what, should we even be drinking Kool-Aid? Let's.
And I make the analogy of like whatever food you ate your whole life. Like if you only ate stir fried shit your whole damn life, and it's a delicacy to you, and somebody try to give you a steak, you're gonna think it's fucking nasty or whatever. You know what I mean? Some real fresh food, and you feel comfortable with that, so you're gonna go back and eat that shit. You know what? You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's a horrible analogy, but y'all you
No,
get.
look, bro. No, I mean, I think most people get what you're saying, but however, it's just like it's redundant. Like, I mean, it's the same thing over and over, and the same stories. Like, I mean, we can go back 30 years and look at news stories and see the same shit.
Yeah, regurgitate it over and over with different talking heads.
Yeah, that's the only difference. And before the 30 years, I mean, we might have actually had some real journalists that they should end up getting rid of, giving them a severance package, because it's like, no, we need to control the narrative more. So we're gonna pay this person $700,000 a year to lie for us. And some of the really good lies, they're like, all right, you know what? They deserve about $4 or $5 million a year. But
I want to go to Google Maps because the next video I'm going to show is Uganda. So we will